Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nipa TV show. That's me, I'm Nipa. Hi, welcome. This is a game, and I totally just displayed the time. I am an amateur, so I apologize for that. But let's get to the important things. What is this game, you ask? It's StarCraft 2, and we're going to be watching... We're actually going to be commentating the ESL, and we're down. I think this is the round of 32, the very first series. So some of you have probably already seen part of this tournament so far, but I was looking on Spawning Tool. I saw a bunch of replays, and I'm like, I'm gonna cast every single one, and I'm gonna try to do one series per night. So I'm gonna be quite busy. Same with school and whatnot. So let's get right down to brass tacks. In the bottom right, we have a red Zerg named Ragnarok. And in the top right, I have heard of this player. His name is TY, and he is the Terran player, if you could not guess that. So, the map is unknown. And, yeah, anyways, we see a barracks going down for TY. He is probably going to get a Reaper. This is a TvZ matchup, obviously. So we'll see. I have not seen TvZ in quite some time in terms of the meta and whatnot. I assume the fundamentals are the same. Zerglings, Banelings, Mulus for Zerg, and then Terran is just a bunch of bio. Not bile. Bio. Anyways. Overlord's being sent through. So yeah, we'll see what... that's a cool portrait on the Overlord. We'll see what these players end up doing. Natural expansion is down for Ragnarok. We'll see if he gets a fast third. We do see a fast factory coming up for TY, and he's getting a reactor, so he's probably going to swap that barracks for the factory to get those Hellions out, maybe do some harass to the Zerg player. And we don't see a Reaper from TY at all, so that is pretty interesting. That kind of makes sense. Zerg has Queens to deal with those Reapers. Really, Reapers at this point in a TvZ would be just there for scouting and not really meant for harass. Maybe that's just Reapers in general. I feel like Reapers are kind of expected sometimes. But anyways, they're going down for Ragnarok. Things are looking pretty standardino. And we do see metabolic boost as well. Again, the Zergs with the 1 in the gas. I really like this. This is pretty cool. I'm used to none in gas until both bases are saturated. In this case, both these bases would be saturated. So, there you go. I'm going to move my mic closer to me. Hellion is out, as predicted. And it's only one Hellion, surprisingly. He did not. Oh yeah. So I guess so. He didn't swap with the TY. Did not swap with the reactor. So right now TY is just going to be focusing on getting a bunch of Marines. He's getting a Widow Mine, and he's getting this medevac too. So I do believe that we are going to see an early aggressive drop from TY, which will be very, very moist spicy. So we will see if that is true. I certainly hope so. It'll definitely spice things up and back up my statement of being a spicy situation. Creep spread's going down for Ragnarok. It's starting to anyways. We have 2 Queens out here. And this Hellion's just going to be on patrol for TY. That is a weird portrait. He looks like the scout from Team Fortress 2. That is interesting. See a Spore Crawler going down for Ragnarok, so he's probably expecting some kind of drop. And we see a large amount of Lynx coming out. And a Baneling nest as well. Banshee going out as well with Cloak. So very hyper aggressive. And the Link did spot TY's medevac there. So Ragnarok will definitely be much more prepared. He's not shifting his Lings at all. Where are they anyways? I'm trying to find them. Hellion's in the 3rd base. Gonna take care of that drone really quick. Medevac decided to not go into the main base at this point. The Hellions are thwarted because of the mass amount of Queens. You see a Spore Crawler in the 3rd as well going down. I'm trying to figure out where those Zerglings went. Oh, they're here. Okay, so they did go to the main base in to try to stop this medevac. And TY did drop the Marines and Widow Mine. And there's an Overlord that is going to be sniped, and the Widow Mine here is going to stay put. One Ling is going to try to proc it. And this is a very tricky situation. TY is just going to pick them up and load out. Same with the Hellions. So TY is going to pull back. At the same time, Ragnarok is going to try to provide some presence on the field. Huge queen count. We see 5 queens so far. At least there. We don't see one at each base. So really interesting. Lots of queens being produced for Zergs. I'm trying to figure out what the meta is for TvZ and whatnot, or what is normally seen, rather. Banshee is moving out, does have that cloak. And these porches are really freaking weird. It looks so interesting. There are 2 Banshees, actually, so we will definitely probably see some kind of multi-pronged attack. Widow Mine is getting a little rambunctious. It's not being focused by Ragnarok. That is actually a huge mistake. Ragnarok had an opportunity to take care of the Banelings going in without any speed. Gonna try to... So, TY is gonna split up his forces to try to reduce that spread. Wow! The Banelings actually hit the main Bioforce. That was actually pretty huge. TY is transforming, getting out of there, and that Spore actually did discover that Widow Mine and take care of it. So, and Ragnarok's going to pull his drones at this time, and it's going to throw at that force. So an excellent defense from Ragnarok, despite that weird Widow Mine thing. Oh, and the Banshees are in the main base. There's a Spore Crawler down, so there will be detection. Now, from that one video that I did cast, we do know that Banshees do beat Queens in a 1 versus 1, but how about a 1 versus 5? I don't think so. See ya. And so one of the Banshees do die. They do die, indeed. Really cool supply depot wall off here. I've never seen it like this, where it's kind of a bulge. Siege Tank did get deployed. Is going to take out, looks like, a couple of Lings instantaneously. As we all know, Siege Tank is an excellent defense unit. And offensive unit, too, if you use them correctly. And we don't see a 4th base going down for Ragnarok at this time. But his opponent is getting his 3rd base. He does have that 3rd orbital down. TY is starting to get some full saturation. Centrifugal hooks is being researched, and we do have a Spire on the way, so we're definitely going to see some Mutalisks for sure. Combat shields going down. I believe that he already does have stim. He does, and he's starting to just build up his little Bioforce, as well as getting +1 upgrades. Ragnarok is also getting +1 upgrades as well. Siege Tank did kill, I believe, a Zergling or something like that. We do see a 4th finally going down for Ragnarok. This will be really good to be economically even at this point. He's actually staying on par with his opponent, so it seems like a pretty even game so far. We got some Mutalisks coming out, 6 to be exact, lots of Lings. And the Eva Chambers are actually in the 3rd base, surprisingly. That's kind of cool. Zergling does go down at this point. These Zerglings are just little presence, little Zerglings that provide presence and scouting information for Ragnarok. Speaking of rock, we have the rocks going down. Try to open up some more surface area for Ragnarok. And TY is going to move in. He does destroy that creep tumor. No comp set down. He's not committing. That is a good position. That is a good decision, because what the heck is he fighting off creep? Wow, okay. Mutalisks are going to try to focus fire those medevacs. That was very ballsy. I like that. Ragnarok just decided to fight off creep. Very risky position. If TY had another medevac in some other location, that could have been definitely something else. But hey, you know, whatever, it worked out. So cool. And Ragnarok is really trying to get his creep spray going. Very important. And he's getting your 5th base down. And at the same time, TY is going to attack from the left side. So Mutalisks are going to attack the 3rd base of TY. Missile turrets are just going down. Those Marines did catch some of these. Mutalisks, comset goes down. And TY is making it difficult for Ragnarok to get that creep spray going. Siege Tank does deploy 4 to be exact. And Banelings are morphing it, or just morphed. They're pulling back. Try to get in a better position. We might see a sandwich here from Ragnarok. We do see a little attack from the other side. Queens are transfusing each other, and it looks like, ooh, Ragnarok is going to try to go in. I'm glad he pulled out of there, because there's a siege tank right there that could have destroyed all those Banelings, but he does. This is kind of interesting. Definitely okay. Oh yeah. So definitely, I feel like Ragnarok should definitely split up his forces here. and TY does lift up and get his forces out of here. We have a Banshee that is cloaked, is going in. Marines are going to try to take out this base. He does take out this base, and looks like Ragnarok is going to choose to ignore that main force and is instead going to take out the SCVs at this third base, and a huge amount, 8 SCVs so far, 10 SCVs total. That was a decent amount of damage for sure. The Banshee is still there doing damage, the same with the Marines. Queens are dead. This base is going to have to be sacked from Ragnarok. That was a good split off, and the Mutalisks are going over to take care of some business, as they say in the corporate world, but unfortunately the corporate world has some curveballs such as a missile turret. Remember my first time on the job, and a missile turret really ruined my day. Marines, TY is taking out the 5th base here, so we are down to 3 bases for Ragnarok. But at the same time, Ragnarok is securing this base over here. He is behind, but he is definitely not out of this yet. Comsec goes down. TY is clearing creep. We have infantry weapons level 2 almost complete. And the main force is going straight for TY's base. Takes out that siege tank, but there's simply a crap ton of Marines. So unfortunately, Ragnarok does have to pull back at this point. At the same time, Ragnarok's trying to build his base here, but unfortunately, he's probably either going to have to cancel or it's going to be destroyed over here. Comsec goes down. Creep spread is getting decimated at this point. But this base for Ragnarok is about to come up. So, it is up, and that is good news because he is still right where he wants to be. Versus his Terran opponent. We have some of the drilling claws for those Widow Mines, as well as the concussive shells for the Marauders. It looks like TY is going to get some Marauders to soak up that Baneling damage, which is very, very fine. And there is a move in from Ragnarok, taking care of a lot of the Bioforce, but a lot of the Bioforce is still remaining, and Ragnarok has to pull back. And he is reaching the edge of the creep, so you typically do not want to fight outside of creep once that happens. Command Center's down over here for TY. He's probably going to lift it up and get his 4th base pretty soon. Large amount of Mutalisks. We have 21 Mutalisks coming in, and they are going to basically stop this for us. A squad of Marines stemmed in to try to thwart these Mutalisks. And at this point, Ragnarok is probably best if he just harasses as much as he can, which he is trying to do. Main force of TY actually did pull back. And this 4th base for Ragnarok is fully saturated, besides, minus the gases, of course. And he's still trying to secure this base that he did lose twice now. Rocks are going down for TY on his side. Looks like he wants to open up the map as well. And at this point, Mutalisks are just applying presence and map control for Ragnarok. And we do see TY's forces moving southbound. But it looks like he is going to stay put. He's going to secure another base. Mutalisks are trying to do some damage, but the squad of Marines is stopping that from happening. Tons of missile turrets. We have 4 missile turrets in this base. And if you didn't know this, I'm pretty sure this still applies for Terran, but after you only get 3 orbital commands, and then every other base after that is just planetary fortresses. Because I guess you have enough saturation with the... oh, man. All right. Banelings did take out those Marauders. That was actually kind of surprising. I felt like he could have saved those for the Marines. But yeah, planetary fortresses are really good after 3 orbitals. We do see Marauders are just staying put, and I think what TY is doing is he's just sacking these Marauders to the Banelings if Ragnarok falls for the bait. That base does go down. Ragnarok is basically trading his bases on each side. We do see a siege tank thwarting off the forces of Ragnarok, and he's got to pull back. We see ship plating and Terran vehicle and ship plating level 1, and is getting +3. And we're seeing +2 from Ragnarok at this time. His upgrades are 2-2, so he is kind of staying on par, but he definitely needs to get his hive as soon as he can. He does have the hive sick, so he could definitely churn out those upgrades when he can, because his Terran opponent is about to be maxed on upgrades, and that is very scary for sure. Comsec goes down. Creep spread is going down. Mutalisks almost getting caught there. Luckily, the reaction time of Ragnarok was really good there, and pulling back. He does not care And seems to be some indecision for sure from Ragnarok. He's going to go all in. Siege tanks are deployed and banelings are going in, going to try to take care of the Bioforce. And the Mutalisks are going to focus on those siege tanks. It's usually the way to go. Marines are out kiting these banelings, and a very impeccable defense. But at the same time, TY is attacking the other base, which I did not expect that at all either. That was a pretty good play. Main force for Ragnarok is getting thwarted over here on this side. Comstat going down on this side, taking care of the creep tumors. Going straight for this base. Actually is going to smartly pull out. He did a lot of damage. Ragnarok is going to try to catch them at this time. And he probably will get them all because the Mutalisks are here. So these Marines are going to die. Mutalisk count is going down. I'm not sure if that was worth it, even though I did say for him to do that. So TY was definitely baiting him. At the same time, TY going on the left side with a Bioforce and Widow Mines comsatting down on this base here, which is going to be destroyed. Most definitely, Mutalisks are coming in. And at this point, it just seems like a bunch of back and forth with the units. Banelings going in, Widow Mines proccing. More Banelings coming in, and he he is splitting up. Ragnarok splitting out the Banelings, getting a bunch of the Bioforce. Widow Mines are still dropped though, and TY is even putting a freaking missile turret in his face. Oh my god! Talk about insult to injury. We got a Thor coming in, and that is pretty cool to see. And that is game from Ragnarok. What an exciting first game. Ragnarok put up a really good fight, but TY was just beating him at every turn with these multi-pronged attacks. Very annoying position to be in. And we'll see what happens in the next game, which I will see you in the next game. Peace.